Hello boys and girls, welcome to the Math Club. In this video, I'm going to show you what are we going to do in the IGCSE sessions. In these sessions, we're going to study all the IGCSE past papers and all the questions related to these tests. We're going to study every question alone. We're going to explain all the questions on the Zoom, and we will understand them in one way or another. Now, I'm going to explain in many different ways. I'm going to use the Arabic and the English language to break these questions. And then after understanding the question, we're going to take more examples of the same question. Now, let me show you two questions as an example. Now, we all know in the IGCSEs, we have two parts of papers, or two papers. One of them is Section A, and the other one is Section B. Section A is mostly easy. It's not that easy, but it's easy compared to Section B. Now, let me show you a question in Section A. We will understand it, and I'll show you the ways that we explain in them, so you will get the idea of these sessions and what's happening in them. Now, in this paper here I have in front of me, I have question 2 here. Jake counted the number of birds in his garden each morning for 8 days. Here are his results. Now, these are the results of Jake's counting for birds. The question here says, what is the median number of birds? What's the median number of birds? Now, I want to edit this so I can write it. Okay, it's not saved, so I can't edit it. Yes, okay, it's okay. Now let me explain. Next time they will be ready for editing, so we can write on them. But it's okay, we can use the Zoom here. We can use the pen of the Zoom, yes. Put it here. Okay, good. We're ready. So we have these numbers, which are the results of his counting for birds. Now he needs the median number. What is the meaning of median? Very good. Median means what? It means the middle number. The name median means what? It means the middle number. Now, to find the middle number, the first thing you do, you have to order or put them in order first, from the smallest to the biggest one. Now, if we want to order these numbers, the first number will be what? Very good, it's going to be 4. So we write them here. Let's write them together. Let's choose this color, okay. We can put a text to here. So we put them in order. Come on, let's do this here. Let's put them here. So we have what? We have 4. Good. Let's change the color to dark blue. Yes. So 4, and then wait, we can use commas. Yes. We have another 4. Remember, each time, this is 4. Each time you put a number, you have to remove it from the list, so you won't be confusing other numbers. So how many 4s do we have? We have 1, 2, 3 4s. So we write 3 4s. 1, 2, 3. Good. And then we have how many 5s? We have 1, 5. So we write 5 and we go on. And then 6. How many 6? Only 1. Good. So 6. And then do we have a 7? No. Do we have an 8? We have 1, 2, 8s. So 8, 8. And then finally we have a 9. So we write 9. So the first step we did is what? We put them in order from the smallest to the biggest one. They have to be in order so we can find the median. Now let's find the median using this list of numbers. Now, the median is always what? The median is always in the middle. It's always in the middle. Now, how many numbers do I have here? Very good. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 numbers. Now, 8 is an even number. So you can't find one number in the middle. You will be finding 2 numbers in the middle. Now, if you remove numbers from sides, for example, you remove this and this, this and this, this and this, you will end up with two numbers. You'll end up with two numbers. Now, if you have two numbers in the middle, what do you do to find the median? Very good. You add them together and then you multiply them on 2. Very good. So you add 5 plus 6 equals what? Very good, equals 11. And then you divide 11 on 2, and the answer will be what? Very good. It's going to be 5.5. So this is the answer. Good job. And this is how we answer a question like this. Now, these questions, the MCQ questions, or the multiple questions, or the multiple choices, or multiple choice questions, are basically easy, but they're not that easy. They are based on easy topics, or easy to understand topics. And this is how we're going to study them. Now, let me show you another question in which, compared to this question, is a little bit difficult. Now, let's skip this. Let's move to another question. Let me move these. Yes, sorry. So, let's, for example, say question. Okay, let's see this question, for example. Now, this is question 40. The diagram shows a regular pentagon, ABCDE, and a regular hexagon, BFGHJK. Now, these two shapes, they have a triangle in between them. Now, DCKJ is a straight line, which is this one, as you can see. This is a straight line from here, from D to J. Now, work out the size of angle CBK. So, let's check this angle. It's CBK. So the angle is the letter in the middle, which is this one. Very good. And we said before that we're using 3 letters to describe an angle, because, for example, angle B can be here. If I say angle B alone, it might be here, it might be here, and it might be here. So, and it might be here. So I can't say angle B alone. I have to describe an angle using 3 letters. Now, let's try to answer this question. Now, answering this question is very easy. You just have to find the internal angle for this pentagon and then subtract it from 180 to get this angle, and then find the internal angle for this hexagon, subtract it from 180 to get this angle, and then add these angles together and subtract them from 180 to get this angle. Very good. And these are the steps, or the main steps, of answering a question like this. Now, to find the internal angles of polygons, you have to use the rule of n. What is the rule of n? I'll write it here for you. So the rule says what? It says n, you can use a bracket, you can say n minus 2, and then close the bracket, and then multiply it by, let me write multiply, yes, I'll use this, multiply it by what? By 180. Now, let me do it like this, 180, and then I'll write multiply here. Wait, okay, sorry. I'll do multiplying with this, yes, and then you multiply it by 180. Now, this is very important. This rule is used to find the internal angles of polygons. So, if we want to find the internal angle of this polygon, we use this rule. How do we use it? What's n? N is number of angles, So if I'm using it here, n is going to be 5. And if I'm using it with the hexagon, n is going to be 6. Very good. Now, let's find the internal angles for this one, and then find the internal angles for this one. Now, let's use this rule to find the pentagon's angles. So, n minus 2, which is 5 minus 2, let's write it here for the pentagon. So 5 minus 2 equals what? Very good, it's going to be 3. And then we take 3 and multiply it by 180. We take 3, we multiply it by 180. It's going to be what? 3 multiplied 180 is going to be, you can use a calculator to check this. So 3 multiplied by 180 is going to be 540. 540. And then we take 540 and divide it on the angles of the Pentagon. So 540 divide 5 equals 108. So the internal angle for a Pentagon is 108. This one is 108. Let me write it here. 108. Good. Put it here. Yes. So this angle here is 108. Now, after finding this angle, we're going to find the angle or the internal angle for the hexagon using the same rule. Now, same idea, we have 6 angles, we subtract 2, so 6 subtract 2 equals 4. We multiply 4 by 180, and the answer will be 720. So, sum of angles of the hexagon is 720. We take 720 and divide it on number of angles, which is 6. We will get 120 for the internal angle for the hexagon. So we write 120 here. Good. Now, after finding the internal angle for the hexagon and the internal angle for the pentagon, what do we do? This angle and this angle. Yes. So this one is 120, and this one is 108. Now we finish them to 180 to find this angle and this angle. How do we do this? We say 180 subtract 108. 180, yes, subtract 108 is going to be 72. So this one is 72. So we come here and write 72. Put like this, 72, using a red color, okay. 72, we put it here. Make it smaller maybe. Now we put it here. Let's put it here outside. Or here, okay. Now I can select it and make it smaller. Yes. Yes, not. I can make the text smaller, that's okay. So this one is 72. To make a text smaller, it's not, okay. No problem. Okay, so this one is 72. Now this one is 180 subtract 120. It's gonna be what? Very good, it's gonna be 60. So this one is 60. Let's make it here, put it here, yes. So this one is 60. Now I have 2 angles. I have this one, which is 72, and I have this one, which is 60. Now I need to find the angle CBK, which is this one, this angle. Now how can I find it? I will add these 2 angles together, 72 and 60. 72 plus 60 is going to be 132. After adding these angles together, I'm going to subtract them from 180 because sum of the angles of a triangle is 180. So I subtract it from 180 and the answer will be 48. So this angle will be 48. And I write it here, put it here, yes. And these are the steps of finding this angle. And this is how you answer a question like this. So we use the formula of finding the angles of interior angle of polygons. I used it to find the interior angle of the pentagon and then the hexagon, and then subtract from 180 because they are on a straight line to find these angles or the interior angles of a triangle. And then at the end, I added them together and subtract them from 180 to find the angle CBK. And these are some examples of the questions that we're going to study in the IGCSE sessions. I hope you like the idea, and the first session will be free, and we're gonna add 10 people to each group. in which they will study together. In these sessions, we will have a lot of competitions and we will have a lot of fun studying the IGCSE questions. Now, I hope you got the idea. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.